I'm not happy. Not depression-wise, okay? Depression-wise, I'm okay. But I'm not happy because it's when you bring up a subject, it's like you open up a window and you look outside and you get a view on what the world is really like. And if you don't open that window or open the blinds, then you don't know. So I opened the window, opened the blinds to the whole idea of talking about mental health in the workplace. And I've done a lot of speeches on this and gone to a lot of different places. And it seems like, everyone thinks that it's okay where they work. Every employer seems to believe that, hey, I have an environment here that I have created that allows people to share their own struggles with mental illness. And whether it's police or fire or paramedics, whether it's military or whether it's banks or any place that you can think of. I'm not sure that we're as far ahead as we really think we are. So I was at Toronto Fire a couple of days ago, and that was this amazing experience, and I talked about it on the blog. And, one of the reasons why I talked about it was that I had the helmet, which was like the coolest thing ever. So here's some of the responses that we got over the last couple of days in talking about mental health in the workplace. This from Jonathan Perry 2 days ago. Hey, Michael, I actually tried to talk to an employer about my mental health. As soon as I mentioned it, he told me I'd lied in my interview by not telling him, and he never would have hired me had he known. What's your take on this? Well, my take on that is, I'll tell you in a second. This is from yesterday's Landsblog. A guy named Derek Shanks. Now that I'm off due to PTSD, if I were to return to work when I probably won't do that, the organization has set huge roadblocks in place before I could ever work again. Honestly, I wouldn't want to go through this humiliation again and the hassle. Sandra Luce. Police officer here. Admitting that you need help means career suicide, as a friend said it. Also, peers do not want to work with you. And Colby Coleman, no, I was not hired for a teaching position because I told them I had depression. So what's the problem here? The problem here is actually, it's 2018. And we know so much now about mental illness. We know that it's not a self-inflicted wound. We know that it's a treatable illness. We know that people with all kinds of mental illnesses can live productive and normal lives. I mean, hey, I'm an example of it. Imagine if someone said to me back in the day or midway through my career, hey, Michael, we didn't know that you are struggling with mental health issues. So if we knew, we wouldn't have hired you. But now that we know this, we kind of look at you differently. My job, I have not allowed it to impact my employer in any way. And most of us are like that. We just need consideration sometimes. And really what it says is that it starts from the top. CEOs, presidents of companies, bosses, principals in schools. I don't know in the military what the top rank would be that would be relevant to this. It has to come from the fire chief, the police chief. Everybody at the top has to be able to make this commitment, to be able to say to everybody that works for them, in this place of work, we are open-minded, we are inclusive, and we look at mental illness like we look at any other illness. We wouldn't dismiss somebody because they had cancer. We wouldn't dismiss someone because they had rheumatoid arthritis, and we won't dismiss someone or look at someone differently because they have depression or anxiety or bipolar. We have a long, long way to go, and it starts from the top, and it starts at our ability to educate the very top, to be able to implement that throughout the company. Because if the CEO says it, then everybody listens. If the CEO sets the standard, then everyone must match that standard. And I would ask you, in your place of work, are you managing other people? Do they know that you expect them to come in and talk to you? And if they did talk to you about a mental health challenge, would you look at them differently? Would you see them differently? Would you have not hired them if you had known? These are questions that we need to answer. Just like, imagine if someone said, wow, Michael, I didn't know you were Jewish. Oh my God, if I knew you were Jewish, I wouldn't have hired you. You lied in your interview. You should have told me this. People can't ask whether you're Jewish. People can't ask all kinds of things. They can't ask your sexuality. And they shouldn't be able to ask whether your mental health is, if there's anything that they can't see. We got a long way to go, man, Case. We got a long way to go. Are you in this battle with me?
Yeah, you better hang around for
a while. I know. Yeah, I'm not going anywhere. You know why? Oh, shut up, phone. Do you hear that? God, leave me alone, okay? I'm doing the Landsblog, and I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off because people like Colby and Sandra and Derek and Jonathan, because their lives, it's bad enough to have an illness, but when somebody takes your illness and uses it against you, it's not acceptable. Yes, Case, I know we're running out of time. SickNotWeak.com, 24 hours a day, 364 days a year. And don't forget, coming up Wednesday, which may very well be tomorrow, Fergus, Elora, Wellington County, come out and see me and Jennifer Hedger.